With 2023 coming on, there's 12 months. That means there'll be 12 eBay standard envelope analysis of the scans that I'll do every month and keep track of for a year. So it's time to go over to the January 2023 eBay standard envelope tracking analysis. It'll be the first one of the year, so the graphs might look a little weird, but as we progress through the year, we'll see how they're doing and catch anything, any trends or anything like that. I did it all last year and it came out pretty good at the end of the year, better than I thought it was during the holidays. But now going into January, let's see what they did. I picked 100 random mailings from my sales in January that used eBay standard envelope, and I tracked 4 scans. And we'll get into the details in a little bit. But eBay was 90% and over in all 4 scan areas this month. And I only had 2 no scans, which was unusual to have no scans at all on 2 mailings. Now when the scans do occur, don't happen, it can cause us extra work. And I have this video here where I talk about that. It's not as bad as it was when it first started. People are getting used to eBay standard envelope and know they have to wait a couple days once it says delivered. But there's some people that are still not for sure, and when they don't see tracking or the item moving, they contact us and we have to send messages and stuff like that. So when eBay is under 90%, it seems like I get a little bit more work, or if I have no scan. But remember how this works. We're going to walk through the details in a minute about the 100 scans, but I always show this in the video, a very high level basic video clip of how I understand that eBay standard envelope works. Now I did leave Etsy in this little clip because I no longer sell on Etsy. I'm letting everything expire out. But I just want to let you know that this isn't special just to eBay, this tracking used by the post office and eBay. LetterTrack has been using it for years, and other companies for marketing purposes to see how their products are going. And Etsy also offers it as letter tracking when you mail a postcard. If you put 0.25 in the dimensions of the envelope, it'll pop up. So it's just not eBay standard envelope was created by eBay. They're just using a marketing application barcode used by the USPS and put their eBay standard envelope brand on it. But let me go ahead and show you this clip real quick. It'll give you a high level overview. Here is a slide I'm going to bring up on the big screen. This is just the process in my head on there, not real detailed, layman terms. I don't know how everything works with this. I can speculate from my IT background, my technical background, but there are so many different ways to do it. But in a nutshell, this should explain to anybody how it works. So the first box there is you got eBay and Etsy platform. They're connected across multiple data centers and stuff like that. They're not in the same one. That's why it's got the dotted line there. They're 2 separate companies, 2 separate platforms, 2 separate programs, applications, and stuff like that. They're not shared. But I just put them in a box to make it easier. When someone buys a postcard from either eBay or Etsy, it goes to the post office. The post office then sends data to eBay or Etsy in some way, format, a file, web services, some integration is going to go up and going to come down. Either eBay and Etsy picks it up or directly goes into those platforms if they have shared access. So that's your scans. When it hits the post office, it goes back and forth into the tracking on eBay and Etsy. If everything is successful with the delivery, then you got a happy customer like at the end here. Even though the scans are not happening, most of the time the customer gets the card and they're happy. That's all there is to it. It just basically goes to the post office, and the scans happen at the post office. If it does, it goes up to eBay. eBay captures information, puts it in their system, and back and forth. Same with Etsy and everybody else. It just scans at the sorting centers. It doesn't scan. You can't bring these envelopes with this label to the post office, or your carrier that picks up your mail, they cannot scan it. It has to be scanned by the sorting machines at the distribution centers. There's been a lot of people contacting me that they brought the envelope to the post office, and the post office people had no idea. They couldn't read it. They said it wasn't a post office barcode. It is, but it's done at the sorting centers. But that little drawing there should show you a little bit the high level pieces of the puzzle of how the scans work. Now I'm going to go through the spreadsheet. I track 100 random mailings for January 2023. I take some from the beginning, middle, end of the month, stuff like that. Just randomly pick them and don't double them. And I look at these different scans. And here's the chart. The first column I always track is where is it going, what state. So the first column is going to be your state, alphabetically ordered. I want to know if there's a problem with a certain state. And the red that's on this chart is anything with the label column. That's the label. I create that. I have full control. It's 100% all the time. If any column across there is less than the label, I highlight it red. So that way with the state I can see, like with Illinois, it's pretty well read there. Same with Nebraska, NE. I can check and see if there's an issue ongoing with that state or whatever. So the first column state, second is the label. Next one is the origin. That's where it actually hits your first distribution center and gets scanned. Your destination is somewhere in the route. It gets a destination, in transit and destination scan, then out for delivery and delivered. Those are the 4 scans that I look at. Now, since there's 100 mailings I track, I made it easy for myself. Down at the bottom, we'll go across these little percentages. Labels are 100%. I created all the labels. That's my control. It's 100%. Next one is origin. Origin, first distribution center scan, 97%. That was better than it was in December and November. My first distribution center that my stuff goes to wasn't doing that well. They were thinking the high 80s and low 90s. So they missed 3 of those. So 97%. Now remember, with eBay standard envelope, it does not require an acceptance scan. The acceptance scan is for packages, first class and priority, etc. That's where you go to the post office, get a scan, get a receipt or whatever, or they scan it when they pick it up. eBay standard envelope does not require that. It just needs a scan somewhere along the route to say tracking was updated on time. So there's no acceptance scan, so you don't have to worry about going to the post office and get this accepted. It's not going to happen until it hits the distribution center. So that's the first origin center, where that happens most of the time. Then we get into destination. Somewhere in the route it gets scanned again. They missed 10. So from my origin thing to the next ones, they missed 10. They were only 90%. Still above 90%, but they missed 10. Then out for delivery. And I call it delivery just to shorten the name up there. 92%, they missed 8. So when it hit the last distribution center and out for delivery, they missed 8. And then the all-important delivered scan, they missed 8 on that one as well. So 92%. They're still above 90, and the goal is always 100%, but I haven't seen them hit 100% that often on all these. So I set the bar at 90%. It kind of feels when they're doing 90%, I'm not getting messages from customers. And then the next column is the average day it took from the time I created the label to the time it was delivered. And the average of everything is 5 days. The post office has been on fire lately. I mean, I'm putting packages out on Monday, and some people are saying they got it on Wednesday. I mean, they've been doing very well since the first of the year. It's just going really well, so knock on wood. But if you notice, I highlighted some of those in red and in yellow on the thing as watch items, because you got the top one, California, is averaging 7 days to get things there. And I think with the new post office rules or whatever, they're sending everything like letters and stuff on ground. They're not flying it, so it's on truck, so it's taking longer. Idaho is 6 days, Minnesota 7, and I'm in Illinois. Not quite in the middle of the US, but Midwest. And then Maine has taken 8 days. So the East Coast has always been an issue for me when I mail things in New York, where it's always taken longer. And then 4 days in Oklahoma, 7 days in Minnesota. So those are watch areas. Not much we can do about it. They are making it. I had no returns or request cancels or anything this month. Scans, again, are done at the distribution centers. So why can't these high-speed machines pick these up? I'm not for sure where all the issues are. A lot of times the issue might not be at the post office, it could be at eBay. When I was tracking both eBay and Etsy, Etsy was getting the scans, eBay wasn't. So that tells me the post office is doing their part, and then eBay. So the finger pointing can be wherever, but eBay's got to do their part and pick it up. But I also have this graph here I track, and it makes a little bit more sense sometimes in a spreadsheet. As you notice here, there's a dotted line at the top. That's the 90%. If they stay above there, it doesn't cause us that much more work. But if they go below that, customers start asking where their stuff is. And as you notice, everything was over 90% this month. And throughout the year, you'll see that go up and down. Hopefully it stays above the dotted line and gets closer to 100%. I also keep a graph for the year for the post office average delivery times. And starting out this month, it's right at 5 days, which is, I think, is standard. I'm comfortable with 5 days. I've seen it where it's been a lot longer. But the average post office getting to, from my time I create the label and put it in the mailbox and they pick it up, is 5 days. That's not too bad. I think eBay standard envelope is maturing. It's matured. I love it. I don't want to go back to stamps and labels. It gives us a little bit more than we had with that. The price did go up 3 cents for 1 ounce. And people have asked me, did you raise your prices? No, I'm not going to raise it for a 3-cent increase. If I sell 100 cards, it's $3. It's not there yet. So if they bump it up higher next year, and it goes up, another up 6 cents, until it hits about 10 cents more, I don't think I'll do much. As long as the sales are there. That's not where I make my money, is in the shipping on there. I try to buy the cards as cheap as possible and make my money there. But no, I did not raise my prices this year for the 3-cent increase on 60 cents from 57 cents. That won't break me. I'm good with it. Now make sure when you're doing eBay standard envelope, if someone says they didn't get it and it doesn't say deliver or delivered, eBay has eBay standard insurance, and I have a video about that, and it walks you through how to do the claims and how I track it. You have to wait 30 days and do it before 90 days. And there's a little bit of criteria and a couple of screenshots you need to do. I've gotten all approved. I got approximately $70 back last year that I refunded customers. And remember, eBay standard envelope can't be over $20 for an item, and a total order can't be over $50. And I read that it can only be 3 items. I've never turned in a claim for more than 3 items, so I don't know what they will do with that on there. If anybody's done that, let me know. But I've gotten everything approved. I've gotten my money in 48 hours back on my PayPal from eBay Standard Insurance. And that video that I just showed you will do that for you. I'm going to continue to track this throughout 2023. Every month, usually the first 2 weeks of the month, I'll get it out there. And we'll see how the progress goes and see if we see a trend. Hopefully it'll be a real easy video like this. Everything's above 90%. But thanks for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you know when I put these out. And hit that little bell thing that'll notify you. I'm pretty sure it will. Most of the time it does. On there. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.